On June 14th, 2015, police in Springfield, Missouri forced open the door of a small pink house. Inside, they found a woman dead in her bedroom, stabbed multiple times. But this wasn't just another murder. This was the unraveling of one of the most disturbing cases of abuse and deception in modern American history. The victim, Dee Dee Blanchard, wasn't who anyone thought she was. And her daughter, the sweet wheelchair-bound girl everyone loved, had never been sick at all. Help this channel grow. Like the video, try the new hype feature, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. This is the story of how a mother's love twisted into something monstrous, and how a daughter's desperate bid for freedom ended in murder. In Springfield, Missouri, everyone knew Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a devoted mother pushing her daughter's wheelchair, the girl's feeding tube visible, her bald head showing the effects of chemotherapy. They were a fixture in the community. Dee Dee seemed like a saint. She devoted her life to caring for her severely disabled daughter. Gypsy suffered from leukemia, muscular dystrophy, epilepsy, and brain damage. She was confined to a wheelchair, needed a feeding tube, and had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old despite being in her 20s. The Blanchards had come from Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina destroyed their home in 2005. The community rallied. Habitat for Humanity built them a pink house. Charities provided furniture. Churches donated food. Make-A-Wish sent Gypsy to Disney World. Dee Dee would tear up describing their struggles. "I just want her to have the best life possible," she'd say. "She's such a brave little angel." And Gypsy did seem like an angel. She loved Disney princesses and stuffed animals. She had a childlike innocence that made everyone want to protect her. The mother-daughter bond seemed unbreakable. But there were odd moments. A neighbor saw Gypsy stand from her wheelchair when she thought no one was watching. Doctors noted discrepancies in medical records. A relative was turned away at the door. These incidents were easily explained away. Who would question a devoted mother? The truth was horrifying. Behind that closed door, Gypsy could walk. She could eat normal food. She never had any of those diseases. She wasn't mentally disabled. She was a young woman in her 20s, fully aware of what was being done to her and desperate to escape. Dee Dee was born Claudine Petra in Louisiana in 1967. Her childhood was difficult, marked by poverty and abuse. Family members say even as a girl, Dee Dee exaggerated illnesses for attention. A cold became pneumonia. A headache became a debilitating migraine. She learned that being sick made people care. When Gypsy Rose was born in July 1991, she was a normal, healthy baby. Her father, Rod, confirms there were no complications. But Dee Dee immediately began lying. She claimed Gypsy was premature, had sleep apnea, was constantly at risk. The marriage collapsed quickly. Rod tried to stay involved, but Dee Dee made it impossible. She moved frequently, screened calls, said visits made Gypsy sick. With Rod gone, Dee Dee had complete control. The diagnoses multiplied. By age 8, Gypsy supposedly had muscular dystrophy, epilepsy, vision problems, asthma, and leukemia. Dee Dee shaved her head to fake chemo hair loss. She forced her into a wheelchair, though Gypsy could walk. She claimed Gypsy needed a feeding tube, though it was a lie. What Dee Dee was doing has a name: Munchausen syndrome by proxy. It's a form of abuse where a caregiver fabricates illness in someone under their care. The motivation is psychological, craving attention and sympathy from caring for a sick child. Dee Dee became expert at manipulating doctors. She'd bring falsified records, move from doctor to doctor, seeking those who'd accept her story. Gypsy underwent unnecessary surgeries. Her salivary glands were removed. Her teeth were knocked out, possibly by Dee Dee herself. Through it all, Gypsy was trapped. As a child, Gypsy trusted her mother completely. But as she grew older, she realized something was wrong. She'd walk when Dee Dee wasn't looking. She'd sneak food. She'd watch other kids and wonder why she was different. When she questioned her mother, Dee Dee responded with anger and punishment. She'd guilt Gypsy, remind her of sacrifices made. If that didn't work, there was violence. Slaps, being tied to the bed, deprivation of food and comfort. Dee Dee isolated Gypsy completely. She homeschooled her, monitored her constantly, controlled every aspect of her life. Family members who questioned things were cut off. When Dee Dee's own mother tried to intervene, Dee Dee severed contact and moved away. Hurricane Katrina gave Dee Dee the perfect opportunity. She claimed all medical records were destroyed. She created new diagnoses, a new tragic story. Springfield became their home, and the deception continued with even more community support. By 2012, Gypsy was living a double life. In public, she was a disabled girl in a wheelchair. In private, she began rebelling the only way she could, online. Gypsy created secret accounts and profiles. She'd wait until Dee Dee slept, then go online. She reached out to the world, desperate for connection. She talked to boys. She flirted. She pretended to be normal, which is exactly what she was. In 2012, she met a young man at a convention. When Dee Dee discovered it, she was furious. She smashed Gypsy's phone and tied her to the bed with a dog chain for days. But Gypsy had tasted freedom. In 2013, she met Nicholas Gojohn online. Everything would change. Nicholas Gojohn was from Wisconsin, about Gypsy's age. He struggled with autism and had few friends, spending most of his time online in fantasy worlds. Gypsy met him on a dating website. They started chatting, and Gypsy began revealing the truth. She wasn't really sick. Her mother was keeping her prisoner. She wanted to escape. Nicholas saw himself as her knight in shining armor, saving the princess from the evil witch. But there was darkness to Nicholas. He had violent fantasies, which he shared in disturbing detail. And Gypsy, who'd never learned normal boundaries, didn't see the red flags. For 2 years, they conducted their relationship online. Nicholas even visited once, and they had sex in a movie theater bathroom while Dee Dee thought Gypsy was watching a film. But Gypsy had no identification, no money, no resources. She'd never worked or gone to school, and Dee Dee was always watching. Gypsy began to feel there was only one way out. Dee Dee had to die. At first, they fantasized about running away, but Gypsy knew her mother would never let her go. Dee Dee would call police, claim kidnapping, say Gypsy was incompetent. Everyone would believe Dee Dee. Nicholas agreed to help. In fact, he seemed eager. They began planning. Eventually, they decided Nicholas would come to the house and stab Dee Dee while she slept. We have to understand, Gypsy had been abused her entire life, isolated from normal contact, never taught right from wrong conventionally. Her reality had been twisted by her mother's lies. She saw no other way out. On June 14th, 2015, Nicholas bought a bus ticket to Springfield. He brought a knife, gloves, and determination. June 14th started normally. Dee Dee went through her routine, tended her garden. Neighbors saw nothing unusual, but Gypsy was nervous. She knew Nicholas was coming. That evening, she tried to act normal through their bedtime routine. Unnecessary medication, checking the feeding tube, prayers. Then they went to bed in the room they shared. Gypsy waited for Dee Dee to fall asleep. Finally, she heard deep, regular breathing. She quietly left the bed and let Nicholas into the house. Nicholas came in wearing gloves, carrying the knife. Gypsy later said she couldn't watch. She went into the bathroom and closed the door. Nicholas entered the bedroom where Dee Dee lay sleeping. What happened next was brutal and swift. He stabbed her multiple times. She woke and tried to defend herself, but never had a chance. Within moments, it was over. Dee Dee Blanchard was dead. Nicholas told Gypsy it was done. According to later testimony, they then went to Gypsy's separate bedroom and had sex. Psychologists later explained this as a trauma response. Gypsy asserting control over her own body for the first time. They gathered belongings and took money from Dee Dee's wallet. Before leaving, they found documents revealing another lie. Gypsy wasn't 19 as she'd been told. She was 23. As they left, Gypsy felt no remorse. Only relief. Only the overwhelming sensation of finally being free. They took a bus to Wisconsin and hid at Nicholas's parents' house. For a few days, Gypsy experienced real freedom. She walked freely, ate what she wanted, spoke in her normal voice. Back in Springfield, people worried. On June 15th, Dee Dee failed to pick up medication. The pharmacy called, but got no answer. Neighbors noticed the house was unusually still. Then came a disturbing Facebook post from Dee Dee's account. "That bitch is dead." Friends contacted police. Officers forced entry and found Dee Dee's body. But where was Gypsy? Police feared the worst. A disabled woman was missing, her mother murdered. The community was devastated. But investigators noticed things didn't add up. No forced entry, nothing ransacked. And that Facebook post came from Gypsy's email. Detectives found Gypsy's online activity, secret accounts, conversations with Nicholas Gojohn, messages about needing to escape, feeling trapped, wanting freedom. Police contacted Nicholas's parents. Yes, Gypsy was there. She appeared fine. When officers saw Gypsy, they were confused. This woman could walk. She looked healthy. Where was the wheelchair-bound girl they expected? Both confessed. Nicholas admitted to stabbing. Gypsy admitted to planning it. But the real shock came when investigators checked Gypsy's medical history. Investigators contacted doctors who'd supposedly treated Gypsy. What they discovered was decades of lies and fraud. Gypsy didn't have muscular dystrophy. She never had leukemia, no epilepsy, no brain damage. She could walk, eat normally, function as a typical adult. Every condition had been fabricated by Dee Dee. The community reeled. Everything they knew was a lie. The woman they'd helped was a monster. The sick girl they'd prayed for had never been sick. Investigators discovered Dee Dee had been suspected of poisoning her stepmother years earlier. Medical records showed a trail of manipulated doctors. She'd forged documents, twisted symptoms into diagnoses. When doctors refused to cooperate, she'd find new ones. Dee Dee had received disability payments, charity donations, free housing, a lifestyle built on her daughter's fake illnesses. Family members described Dee Dee as manipulative even before Gypsy was born. Anyone who questioned her was cut off completely. Rod Blanchard was devastated. He'd paid child support for years, believing his daughter was ill. He realized he'd unknowingly enabled her captivity by not fighting harder to stay involved. As for Nicholas, investigators found a troubled young man with violent fantasies and poor grasp of reality. His autism meant difficulty understanding consequences. When he met Gypsy, she became his princess to save, and his dark impulses finally had a purpose. Public opinion shifted dramatically. Many began sympathizing with Gypsy. Support groups formed. Hashtag Free Gypsy trended. Others argued she still needed accountability. There were legal ways to escape. Nicholas was charged with first-degree murder. His trial was brief in November 2018. The evidence was overwhelming. His defense focused on his autism and Gypsy's manipulation, but the prosecution argued he understood right from wrong and had been eager to kill. The jury found him guilty. In February 2019, Nicholas was sentenced to life without parole. Some saw justice. Others saw a mentally challenged man exploited and manipulated. Gypsy's case was more complex. Initially charged with first-degree murder, her attorneys built a defense around extraordinary abuse. They assembled experts on Munchausen syndrome by proxy and trauma. The prosecution acknowledged the abuse, but maintained Gypsy had options. She could have told police, told doctors, reached out to family. Instead, she chose murder. This raised the key question: why didn't Gypsy just tell someone? The answer was complex. Gypsy had been conditioned from birth to obey and maintain lies. She'd been punished for revealing truth. She had no reason to believe anyone would help. Dee Dee had deceived everyone for decades. From Gypsy's perspective, the world was complicit. Who would believe her? Plus, she had no resources, no identification, no life skills. She'd been kept deliberately helpless. In July 2016, a plea deal was reached. Gypsy pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years with possibility of parole. Reactions were divided. Many felt it was appropriate, acknowledging the crime while recognizing circumstances. Others felt it was too harsh for an abuse victim. Some felt it was too lenient for murder. At sentencing, Gypsy spoke clearly in her natural voice. "I'm sorry for what I did. I know it was wrong, but I want to be free. I wanted to have a life. and I didn't know any other way. She also spoke about her mother. I don't hate her. She was sick too. She needed help. I wish things could have been different. The judge accepted the plea. Gypsy was transferred to Chillicothe Correctional Center. For the first time in her life, she was free from her mother's control. Ironically, she found that freedom in prison. In prison, Gypsy experienced liberation. She could walk freely, eat what she wanted, speak naturally, make her own choices. She received education for the first time, took courses, read extensively. She discovered she was intelligent and capable. Therapy was crucial. She processed trauma, understood the abuse, developed healthier thinking. She learned to make decisions, simple choices that were profound acts of autonomy. She reconnected with her father. Their relationship grew stronger. She made friends, participated in programs, discovered interests. She became the young woman she never had the chance to be. The media attention was extensive. HBO's Mommy, Dead and Dearest in 2017 and Hulu's The Act in 2019 brought widespread attention. Gypsy used her platform to raise awareness about Munchausen syndrome by proxy. In December 2023, after serving 8 years, Gypsy was released. On December 28th, she walked out of prison at age 32. For the first time, she was truly autonomous. The case has had lasting impact. Medical professionals now receive better training to recognize this abuse. Hospitals have new protocols. Charitable organizations improve vetting. Public awareness increased dramatically. The story of Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose Blanchard forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. How do we balance justice with compassion? Where is the line between victim and perpetrator? How accountable should someone be for actions shaped by lifelong abuse? Gypsy committed a serious crime, but she did so after enduring decades of abuse so severe it's hard to comprehend. Her sentence acknowledged both realities. Today, Gypsy faces building a life in a world she was never prepared for. But she's shown remarkable resilience. She advocates for abuse victims, reconnects with family, experiences freedoms most take for granted. This case has changed awareness of a rare but devastating form of abuse. Medical professionals are better trained. Systems are improved. Survivors have a voice. Within this tragedy is also a story of survival. Gypsy survived circumstances that could have destroyed her. She's proving that even after horrific abuse, healing and growth are possible. The case will be studied and debated for years. It raises questions without simple answers. It challenges our understanding of justice and victimhood, and it reminds us that freedom, real freedom, is something many take for granted, but some must fight desperately to achieve. This has been the story of Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a story of deception, abuse, murder, and ultimately survival. If you have finished watching, you're a real fan of true crime. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, and put the like. See you in the next video.